Aloha.
Aloha.
How are you?
I'm Maika Iloa. How are you?
I'm good.
So I'm Anna, and
I'm Tanya.
And we're the
Paradise
Patriots. Next question.
Next question, we have another question. This one's my question.
This is your question, Tanya. Okay.
Why does it feel like a lot of my friends who engage in spiritual practice, usually daily, why does it feel like a lot of us have become very submissive to the external world?
Submissive?
Submissive as in, just kind of buying the storylines that are out there, buying into all the distractions that are out there.
Just believing that, like, the whatever political narrative is up and not questioning it.
And not questioning it. The lack of in-depth critical thinking about it, just taking everything at face value, where that seems completely opposite of the true spiritual path, where you're really questioning everything and going deeper, seeking the deeper truths.
Well, I think I can answer that, actually.
That's why I'm asking you the question.
Let me organize my thoughts. So I think on a personal level, they've answered all of the questions for themselves, right? Probably. They've got that figured out, what their values are, who they are. They're comfortable. So why would they go any further? Because there's nothing that is calling up urgency for questioning at a deeper level, because they're comfortable.
But we're dropping bombs, and
we're not dropping bombs on us.
Yeah.
It's a cold fact, but I feel that is a fair assessment.
I do feel that the spiritual path is one that once you embark on it, you're constantly uncomfortable with yourself about stuff that's happening. So when you reach a level of comfortability, I think it'd be easy to plateau. Yeah, it'd be easy to plateau.
So when all your personal questions are answered and your internal questions are answered and you're comfortable, then
let's
you'll
just
stay
kick
there.
back and watch Netflix,
Yeah, and do yoga.
Drive my electric car.
And meditate and sign petitions.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's important to understand, and I feel this coming in the near future, is everyone's going to become extremely uncomfortable. I think circumstances are going to set themselves up, and we've talked about this. It isn't because the world is falling apart, it's because Spirit is leading us to a greater place. Right. So all of it's going to come down, and then everyone will be questioning everything or checking out.
Right, or checking out.
In however that happens.
Right.
I don't
emotionally.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, but was this it's very different. You and I met 10 or 11 years ago, the height of the law of attraction, right? All of that.
Right.
Everyone was very engaged and empowered. I'm going to go out and do all this stuff. And now it seems like a lot of people are more, they give a little politically and stuff, but it's very complacent in terms of what's happening in the external world.
And I one of the things I think is that they're comfortable, and then I think other multiple things that we've had to go through ourselves is it seems really complicated, and that I think we've as a collective been entrained to believe that we don't have the ability to comprehend how complicated things are, so therefore it would be foolish of us to put ourselves out there that way, right?
Think so we can actually fix it.
Well, or even there's some sense of preserving your own sense of dignity, because you don't want to be embarrassed or make a fool out of yourself by going out there and really commenting on something you may be completely off about, which is really a mistake, because the ignorance is on the other end.
Right.
And people really do get it.
Right.
And they do understand. When I listen to people talk, I'm like, you're so right.
But even if people don't get it, there's value in
they should say it anyway.
They should say it anyway.
Because it's still, your opinion is still valid.
Right, and your opinion is that for a reason, and so the information's not getting out.
Right.
What is, so.
Yeah. And I don't think that I don't find that part of it where people feel like they're not competent to speak. It's not an ego thing, I really feel, because they're fragile. Their hearts and their spirits are really fragile, and they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to be ridiculed. They don't want to take a chance on being made a fool of. So it goes back to those really fragile, tender parts of yourself that they're protecting.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've all been through it. I mean, I've been ridiculed to, like, I don't give a crap anymore. And you go through that. You come home and you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can go out in public tomorrow. I'm just so unraveled from, and you remember that. I can remember the first time I ever gave testimony, and I was like,
cried.
Cried or didn't get done or didn't make any sense or lost your place. You have to go through those phases of feeling your fragility and then
feeling your vulnerability and realizing what a strength that is.
Yeah, and then you get used to it, and and then you don't care anymore. It's like, whatever.
I still care, but
well, I mean, you don't. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you go there so much anymore.
No.
But it's like anything. When you start it out, you have to start from the beginning, and it's uncomfortable, and you're in an entirely new, realm of whatever politicalness or
well,
whatever.
I think because for me, I live in the realm of feelings, and politics is in the realm of logic, but it's like a false logic.
I was just going to say, it has absolutely no logic.
Right, it's a false sense of logic that is devoid of feelings, and so that's why I think a lot of people also, get. I mean, that's why sometimes you'll go to, political meetings about certain topics, and there are people who are enraged or really upset. Yeah. And that's because we're finally at a place where we can talk about things with feelings, and it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good.
It's powerful.
It's powerful.
It's
beautiful.
It's fierce.
It's fierce.
And if it's the truth, my ka'iloa, that I was so impressed, now that we're talking about this, because when the Department of the Interior came the second time, I can't remember if it was 2014 or 15, but every Kanaka I know came out, and people spoke who were, or whatever, but everyone spoke. Even the Kapuna spoke. And it was a witness to how intelligent and smart and right on everybody is.
And so many times the quietest people in your community have so much wisdom.
Yeah, and the perspectives, because everyone was really lots and lots, just coming from all different places and all of it was so brilliant.
Powerful.
It was brilliant. Mm-hmm. It was brilliant. So but I think that's that part of what people have to get over, and that's a big barriers.
Less passivity.
Yeah,
less
the passivity
is
having to really go through that period of being really uncomfortable. And bigger than that, I think, even, is just trusting yourself.
Right.
When we talked about that, your gut feeling and your now, you got to trust it, and you got to let it have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got to let it move you.
Yeah.
It's moving you in a direction for a purpose.
Yeah. That's a big. It's not a block. It's just a big passage to go through. It's like, I guess, like a rite of passage to go through.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, spiritually.
Yeah, it's a spiritual rite of passage.
Spiritual voice.
Right.
Let your voice, let your voice be.
And it's a passage as I think, one of your sessions talked about the ladder of spiritual maturity.
Right.
So that is like a rite of a rung of passage.
I think, it is. It really is. Yeah. So that's
I think you answered the question.
Antidote to being passive.
Well, I hope that brought some clarity for my question.
And again, an understanding of our foundation and why we do what we do.
And why we're doing it. Right.
So
I'm Tanya.
And I'm Anna.
And we're the Paradise Patriots.
Love you.
Aloha.